And okay, we got this map mindset in mind as you could describe it now. Now I would ask a specific question about Apiiro, where you are based today or you are working today. How you think that Apiiro can contribute to this specific problem, like Aidan mentioned? Okay, I want to discover my assets, or I want to know my business impact, business units, and so on. How does the specific solution or a process approach help the companies to do that? Okay, what are my assets? Or okay, this is the assets. I know this is important. What I need to look here? What no? I'm a human. I go to the doctor. What I need to check? I need to check my brain, my heart, my whole body. What I need to check? Sometimes companies get lost with these exams that they need to do, and we need to help them. Okay, guys, it's important in SCA because we use 80% of our software is composed by third-party libraries, so we need to check these guys. Yeah? So what do you think? How Apiiro is contributing to the companies achieve that?
So I'm not sure if Simon, you want to take it first, but
yeah. Sorry, I was waiting for you. So, well, listen, I think there's a few areas we're helping with, and I've touched on one already, right? So we start with visibility, right? So by gaining a full understanding of all your code components, being able to run that and deliver that, build that visibility automatically. That's the first foundational layer. And once we built, once Apiiro or a tool like Apiiro has built that visibility, that tracked all material code changes and start to break down all those code components, and then we start to run that automated risk assessment. So I spoke about some of those typical manual processes that are in place today. We can automate a lot of that, right? So being able to tie and associate risks with potential code owners, so helping cut down mean time to remediate time. So for us, it's visibility, it's running an automated risk assessment. And then the third piece, and again, this is all just on that automation theme, if you like, is once we've built that inventory, run that risk assessment, how do you automate? How do you trigger some of the specific developer flows automatically? And maybe, Dan, you can talk through that in a little bit more detail in terms of some of that automation, perhaps.
I'll go even before I speak about Apiiro and how we contribute and the different tooling. Let's go one step back about AppSec, right? Like AppSec today work in two streams. Before I'm speaking about Devseccortes initiative and all of that good stuff. I want to discover the symptoms. So I getting tools, I get pen test reports. I'm trying to identify where I have bad signals that I need to go and do after. In parallel, there is another manual stream that hasn't been changed in the past 25 years. And this is go about risk assessment. Like each one of us will call it a different name. All of us are doing it. So I will go and talk with the architects, and I will go and try to understand what is the inventory of assets, what are the technologies, where my application is hosted, how the architecture looks like, trying to understand like what are the different components. That process, I can't do it on my own unless I have tons of time. I can go through the backlog. Time is stopping. Development is not continuing to deliver more and more features. Maybe I can do this one-time mapping, but this is not reality, especially not in cloud native form. So the next step would be, okay, so I need to ask people. And like, if I'm a developer and I'm going back to my early days as a developer and I've been requested, hey, you built that huge feature. I have a bunch of security related questions. So first time I'm naive, I'm answering everything properly. Then the AppSec tell me, oh, so now we need to do a threat modeling, a design review, and did you add this control on that API, and did you put all of those good stuff? I said, oh no, but I've done this like 3 sprints ago. I don't even remember what I've done, and then it starts to create that friction. So for us at Apiiro, this is the first thing that when we're thinking about the visibility and context, it's exactly that. Let me understand how the application looks like today, without the need to go and ask someone. And again, even as a developer, we don't have visibility to the entire code base. And only when I understand what are the different components and now how potentially they are linked between them and which code module have sensitive data, which repository is even active, right? Most organizations, 60% of the repositories, no one pushed code in the past like 1 year, right? Like this is the reality. And it's just like a larger attack surface. So being able to map that initially automatically and also being able to track after changes, right? Because our applications are constantly being updated. There are new code changes. Every code change is classified differently. If I just, I don't know, change the color of a button in a CSS file, I don't care as a security person. But if I added a new database technology, hey, there are a couple of actions that I need to take. Is it encrypted at rest? How is it deployed? Like, let's talk about it, right? It's a security interesting event. So from our perspective, it's being able to help you and raise a flag, hey, something meaningful has been changed. There is a new risk here. Someone added a new exposed secret in a critical repository that hacks a sensitive data point. And then this is like the foundation that helps you to build your AppSec, I guess, at scale and more effectively for today's. So, yeah.
Devseccortes.